Hi, welcome to my review of the Sequential Circuits Pro-One and the U-he Repro-1. Obviously, Pro-One, very old, vintage, classic synth, beautiful bit of kit. Love the sound you can get out of this. I find that whenever I'm playing with it, I can't get a bad sound out of it almost. The U-he, got it because I like this so much. I was really stunned by how good it sounds. U-he did a sort of online petition to see what sort of filters they should use and what sort of algorithms and stuff like that, which is quite interesting. You know, they've gone the whole hog on getting this right. From a playing point of view, the Repro-1 just came across immediately as like a really nice sounding synth, but I wasn't sure how close it was to the Pro-1. It sounds great. It's not always the most important thing being identical to the original. You know, when you're doing comparisons of various things, things aren't going to be the same. And especially when you've got a 40-year-old synth and a brand new bit of software. I mean, the positions of the knobs, the potentiometers on this will all be a little bit hazy, a little bit drifty and stuff like that. So I would never expect it to sound identical, but once I started playing with it, I was really impressed by the Repro-1. So I'll just dive straight in like I normally do with looking at the sort of basic wave shapes. I'll look at the sawtooth wave. So here's the Pro-1, and here's the Repro-1. Now immediately, they sound spectacularly similar. Looking at the plots on the oscilloscope, great. You know, the Repro-1 there, sorry, getting confused myself. The Pro-1, as you can see from those graphs on the oscilloscope, they've got really amazingly sort of great sawtooth shape. The Pro-1 has got a fantastic shape. So it's got those sort of edges on the corners, which it has on the square as well. I'll show later. Don't know if they affect the sound, but anyway, compared to the Moogs that I've been looking at that have a sort of slightly skewed rounded saw, these have a brilliant shape. And looking at the frequency analysis as well, they're both very similar. So first impressions are wow. Let's have a look at a square wave. Let's put the square wave on this. Get that off, get the mix off. So we've got a 50% square, well, 50% pulse being a square. And on here, again, a really great shape, but again, the Repro-1 has those sort of edges on it, and I wonder if the synths that he's modelled it on have got a slightly crisper signal path. Volumes are slightly different, but turn it up a tad. And then let's just look at the two of those together. I think this is amazing. So, and this is similar, similar affair with looking at the oscillator B as well. Maybe just have a look at the triangle, which we don't have on the A. So just turn up the oscillator B. I'm using the Sub 37 as the controller for the Repro-1, which is a bit weird really, using a sort of a £1,400 synth to control a £100 synth, or however much it cost. But and that looks like not just a triangle, but an equilateral triangle to me. For all you maths boffins out there. Great shapes. And again, I mean, it's obviously not about what the graphs look like, but I was so amazed by how close they sounded that I had to get the geek on. I just challenge anyone to find the difference in these. That's alright, I think that's fantastic. Okay, let's try a couple of the oscillators together. Let's do something, you know, try and sort of challenge it slightly. So let's put on all the wave shapes except for the triangle. Let's try that on the Repro. I think on the lower end it sounds like the Repro is a bit brighter. Let's try that on the Repro. Let's get up those frequencies, shall we? Let's have a look at those. So the Repro's just almost touching 20. Let's have a look at the Pro one now. Yeah, that's there at around 15. Other than that, they look spectacularly similar, I think. I imagine why the Pro-One, the difference is less to my ears as we go up, is because as the frequencies go up, my ears can't really tell the difference. I think that's amazing. So looking again at the graph higher up. Yeah, as you go over 20 kilohertz, no one's really going to hear the difference, are they? This one's waving a little bit more, but that's just the old electronics. Not a lot in it though, you know, one Pro-One to another. Let's chuck that on as well just to see. That sounds exactly the same. Let's do it over here anyway. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? Okay, let's go back to just a couple of saws and maybe just do what I've done on a couple of the other videos and just change the frequency on one of the oscillators. A fourth there. Let's try that over here. It's easier to do actually on this because it tells you what the frequency you've moved it up to is. So 3.8 and 4.24. Don't have to even use your ears. And together. Yeah, that's, you know, I'm trying to fool the Repro-1 and it's not happening yet. Let's take a look at the filters then. Let's just have single oscillator. Okay. I think this is remarkable. So you've lost a lot of the bass there. See if this acts the same. I've got that one full. Yeah. Okay, let's sweep that down. Again over here. Going up a little bit more. Try that on this. I mean, I'm never going to match these up perfectly. It's more about the feel, obviously, but I think this is great. Let's put the put this one back on. Second oscillator, oscillator B. So just something musical there to put it into some sort of context. Yeah, really, really nice all this. Slight differences there, but nothing. Could just be the, you know, the way I've set it up. Could just be the potentiometer has been slightly out. That's amazing, I think. So sensitive to tiny movements, these. It's fun, maybe when you see sort of patch sheets showing the where the controls should be for various sounds. you know, the difference between having that on 5 and having it on 5.1, 5.2, 5.3 is like huge, especially when you're trying to get something to sound, and with cutoffs and resonances and decays when you're doing percussion sounds as well. It's crackers trying to get them matched up exactly. Okay, let's take a look at some sounds from this as well then. Just something you might use in a track. I've just basically set up something here that's 2 oscillators, one on octave 3, one on octave 0. Oh, you can hear the sort of slight, sometimes you can hear on this, the double clicking. When it's not warmed up quite, you get, see that? An on and an off sometimes. It's not doing it now. And you hear about that with the Pro-One versions, with the keyboard versions, whether it's the J-wire version, which literally has a small wire coming out the back that touches against another wire and that creates the connection. Or there's some other version that is much more difficult to repair. To repair this and to stop that, just go in and clean it up a bit, or leave it on for a bit longer. So I've emulated that over here. Might be minor differences in them if you listen really carefully, but you know, they're both the same sound, aren't they? Let's take that then and do something a little bit more adventurous with it. Let's sequence it for a start. So if we put sequencer 1 on, that's what you get. So we record sequencer 1. So if I go to play now, okay, so let's try and modulate that. Maybe let's modulate the cutoff with the LFO. So put it back on. So we put this on direct. Go. Let's try that. And now let's add some pulse width on A. Oh, it's already in there, but it's very minor because of that. Let's try that over on the Repro-1 then. Let's record a sequence. Let's do it. Now let's press play. So it doesn't automatically start playing on this, you have to press a key. Add a bit of modulation to the cutoff, so direct. So LFO is going to the filter directly. Try that again over here. Next, I think we could look at the frequency modulation, because this is something that this should shine at. So let's just listen to oscillator A. Let's turn that off. Let's have this on direct. Oscillator B. Let's have it direct to oscillator A frequency. Okay, let's turn that up so we can hear it. Do that over here, direct. Minor differences there to do with the potentiometers, but the sort of the sound. Let's take a look now at some Oscillator Sync. Let's modulate Oscillator A with Oscillator B. Again, bit of FM, and have this on sync, so the two are synced, just to give some sort of complex waveforms and complex challenges for the repro. So let's see, just check we've got it all right. So let's add some modulation. Doesn't feel right, does it? For Oscillator A frequency, there you go. Just changing the shape of the modulation now. So let's have a little mess around. Let's have a little mess around on the repro. So that's giving you similar effects. Whether they're identical, I think it'd be really difficult to do an identical patch because of the age of my Pro-One, but let's have a go. Let's stick them all on, and let's, all the oscillators, and let's push that towards full. Again over here. Quite remarkable, I think. Let's just try changing these over. Probably got a bit more modulation there off the repro. Again, it's to the age of oscillators, isn't it? Let's put that on a triangle only. Triangle only. Well, there's a fair bit of difference on that one. But again, I think it's just this not giving it the full range available on the repro. Just triangle only. And triangle only. I think that's brilliant. I'm really super impressed with the Repro-1. There's other things the Repro-1 can do, obviously, that the Pro-1 can't. Number one, saving patches. When you're trying to do a demo like this, you think, well, do this, then I'll have a look at something else. Trying to get it all back up and running as you're doing the demo just brings home why people put patch memories on synths in the first place. The Repro-1's got so much more going on. It's got a sequencer, but it's got, let's go to the sequencer page. So there's so much more things you can do with the sequencer here. In performance mode, you can change destinations of all sorts of the velocity and the aftertouch. It doesn't have to be all velocity or aftertouch. So it's like a modulation matrix down here, really. So you can, you know, adjust, change the cutoff with the velocity, or change the sustain. You know, on and on and on with that sort of thing. Inside you've got these tweaks here, so you can change the character of the oscillators. The P1, P5, I've had that on clean all the way through. FYI. Filter crispy, rounded or driven. So there's different algorithms they can use in these also for the envelopes. So you can really get intricate with this. Obviously the preset memory, but what I want to show you now is the effects. Now the effects unit on this is fantastic. It's not your standard effects line. I mean, first off, we've got this thing called Jaws, which is fantastic. Just play a sawtooth. Then we add this on. It sort of folds the wave back into itself somehow. I don't know how that works. And then you can add some teeth. So you can see it's added 2 teeth into the wave, literally. There's 4 teeth in the wave now. And now there's 6. So you can adjust those, and it sort of has like a format effect. And the bias moves them around within the wave, so it moves and shifts them to the left or the right. So very much a sort of West Coast style this. You can then modulate that. So modulating it with this LFO, let's put it onto a triangle. It doesn't sound very triangle-y. It's got an attack and decay on that as well, so if we put some release on these. So that's territory this old baby just can't go near. I mean, you know, obviously it's a soft synth and this is an old synth. Would I be selling this because the Repro-1's so close? Absolutely not. There's nothing like being a bit hands-on with something. Also, I'm a little bit finicky about latency. I'm doing this demo, I've only got the Repro-1 playing through Logic. But once you've got a lot more things playing, the latency on anything, I suppose I've got an old Mac Pro. The latency starts to annoy me while I'm playing keyboards, but that's because I think I've got so many sort of analog synths as well. You really do notice those few milliseconds. It sounds odd, but you do, and it starts to annoy you. You can't quite get the feel you want because as you're playing, you can get it once you're in the track, but not while you're playing. So. Repro-1, I'd give that like a massive thumbs up if that's what it was doing. I'm comparing the two, think it's brilliant, and I hope somebody somewhere finds that vaguely useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll try and think of something else interesting to do for you. Cheers, bye.